Welcome in, trainers. Bonny here, or you can call me the Professor. My assistant Toasty and I have been studying ultra wormholes and Pokemon from across the multiverse. Let's get started.
Parallel from the multiverse. UB Elemental.
Trainers, we've been sending you on cases of paradox and parallel Pokemon who are dangerous and elusive. UB Elemental is entirely the opposite. Capturing one was as easy as walking up to it and picking it up. UB Elemental is one of the most biologically simple creatures I've ever had the pleasure to study. It's obviously rather cute, which maybe is a defense mechanism because this Pokemon is both incredibly delicious and nutritious. Now wait, I myself haven't had a bite before you scream bloody murder, but Toasty's been able to analyze samples of this creature and the results are staggering. Pokemon that have been feasting on UB Elemental are reported to grow at a faster rate, and are even seeing numerous health benefits too. We're talking enhanced stats and size, which is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's no wonder that Pokemon flocked to it, which must have incentivized the roots of this Pokemon to take on the shape of little legs that do its best to run from danger.
That UB is evolving. Parallel from the multiverse. UB Sprinter.
UBs that evolve are incredibly rare, and how lucky are we to have watched it in person? We'll have to figure out how or what triggered the evolution, but UB Elemental has transformed into UB Sprinter. This little guy is small but has a lot of heart.
Like me, right, Professor?
Exactly like you, Toasty. They zip around the lab and I reckon it's taken a need for speed as a defense mechanism born out of being a common target in its previous form. I wonder when it'll tuck itself out, but as of now, it's not for any time soon. Could it have used some of its nutrients on itself to trigger the effect? Speaking of benefits, we've registered another one in this evolved form. Pokemon that were once chomping at the bit to have a bite at UB Elemental seem less interested in UB Sprinter. Don't get me wrong, I've noticed other Pokemon still chase after the mushroom cap out of habit. However, early sample tests by Toasty say that this Pokemon no longer has the same delicious taste or health benefits from before. Trainers, our luck continues with the arrival of this most adorable creature that we thought was one of our own from our universe, but is actually from the same realm where UB Elemental and Sprinter reside. UBs are Pokemon after all, so I suppose it's no surprise that they too hatch from eggs. While Togepi has a unique pattern on its shell, UB Hatchling keeps the same eggshell that we've seen before, which is consistent for many species of Pokemon. We'll see if and when this Pokemon outgrows it to leave it behind, but for now, it doesn't seem like it'll be anytime soon.
Your old handheld is my armor now too.
I guess you're right, Toasty. Never thought of it that way. I bet you'd think that this Pokemon would be meek in nature, but it's quite the opposite. Their egg armor makes them confident and pushes them to explore all around them. Speaking of exploration, they use their tongue to interact with everything in reach, swallowing whole anything remotely edible.
Parallel from the multiverse. UB Gorman.
All grown up, the hatchling is now a formidable but endearing dinosaur dragon thing. Toasty and I are running some tests to confirm the typing, but it's got the appetite of a beast for sure. UB Gorman is able to eat anything and digest it with ease. It's able to lay eggs this way, which are used as projectiles. And let me just say this is just one of the many strange abilities of this Pokemon. Depending on the kind of food it eats, it's able to sprout wings and even spit fireballs. We're gonna have to run a lot of tests for this one, huh, Toasty?
Sure thing, Professor, but I am not getting anywhere near that thing.
Let's get to its most powerful feature, its tongue. The way it uses this prehensile tool is almost as if it were a limb of its own. I suspect it's evolved in this way as the Pokemon's snout is so large that it blocks its eyesight, and thus utilizes the tongue as a guide of sorts, as it also did in the form of UB Hatchling.
Parallel from the multiverse. UB Pinkies.
During a late night session in my office, I heard the strangest of sounds coming from within my walls. It took me a while to figure out, but there were Pokemon living in the pipe systems of the lab. I was losing my mind and about to tear the walls down when I decided to check the plumbing under the sink, and lo and behold, we found 2 UB Pinkies. We found 2 colors, and I figured one was a shiny variant, but Toasty determined
That is not the case. They come in 2 colors naturally.
So genetically something similar like Tatsugiri from Paldea. My hypothesis is that these colors help the parents identify their young easier. Personality-wise, these Pokemon are quite rambunctious, and although they cry a lot, they have a lot of potential in them. They slick their hair back with sewer grace, so as to keep its fur out of its face for when it's time for them to explore the pipes. Tons and tons of engineers have been called to check out plumbing systems after being swarmed by UB Pinkies and, wait for it, other unidentified UBs. Likely from the same universe as most of the Pokemon we've been identifying today. One of them seemed to be the evolved form of UB Pinky, and is reportedly taking on the likes of turtles and, let's see here, a dragon?
What exactly is going down in the underground?
Great question, Toasty. Let's hope our trainer friend here can divulge some information for us after retrieving the reported UB.
Parallel from the photographs. UB Plumber.
The pipsqueak from before is back, and stronger than before. Super even. UB Plumber races through sewer pipes with great speed and efficiency, and is even capable of great jumping ability with their springy tails and large feet. Of many Ultra Beasts in Pokemon, it doesn't stray too far from its original blueprint in this evolved form. Kinda feels like UB Pinky, but just bigger. There's gotta be a reason, and we'll report soon after some more research.
Perhaps it has to do with where it came from?
You might be onto some— Wait! Toasty! UB Elemental might be triggering some sort of boost for this Pokemon.
Our trainer did see there were tons of UB Elemental. Wait, you smell that, Professor?
That's right, Trainer. You've been down in the sewers for a bit, right? I think you're gonna have to take a couple more showers to get rid of that stink.
On Professor's orders, Toasty here to assign the question of the day. Which Super Mario character do you think would make for a fun Pokemon design? Describe them in full for extra credit. Be sure to comment your reply below by end of day. Mushroom. A nutritious Pokemon.
Mushrooms' caps are highly nutritious and are considered a delicacy for both humans and Pokemon. As they're an incredibly simple organism, they do not feel pain when they're preyed upon, and in the chance they survive an attack, can regrow their caps relatively quickly.
Springtoad. A happy Pokemon.
Mushroom evolves into Sprintoad, relinquishing their fairy type by exhausting their immeasurable nutrients on themselves to gain a fighting chance for survival. These Pokemon congregate together, and Sprintoads assign themselves many roles to fulfill a thriving community. They seem to be preparing for the arrival of a new Pokemon.
Yoshell. A hungry Pokemon.
Yoshell use their tongue to interact with any and everything around them, strengthening it over time from the safety of its egg armor. As the species consumes a wide range of food, the resulting chemical imbalances within the Pokemon provide an extended variety of shiny variants.
Yoslurp. A friendly Pokemon.
Yoslurp is a kind Pokemon who lends its aid to anyone who might need it, providing protection and even transportation services. Its tongue is capable of stretching up to 3 times the length of its body, and is always holding onto some sort of food, so that it may later consume it to activate its latent powers.
Pipesqueak. The plucky Pokemon.
Pipesqueak are born in pairs, and bonds between siblings help the young grow strong and confident. These Pokemon live in sewer systems with other predators, forcing them to live on their feet. As a result, they're quick and agile, developing great acrobatic sensibilities to traverse the pipes of the underground.
Powerup. The valiant Pokemon.
Plumberat are very heroic Pokemon. taking on foes many times their size thanks to enhanced ability and strength courtesy of all the mushroom they feed on. They clear clog and buildup in the sewer pipes they call home so as to move their young around safely, making them natural plumbers and a welcome addition to many homes.
Registration complete.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching today's expedition into the unbelievable world of the multiverse. I've been Bonnie,
And I've been toasted.
and we appreciate all your love and support. Until next time!